for the Peppercorns. But we're very pleased. We're always, thank you very much. We look true. Peppercorns, over to you. Welcome to the Troubadour.
Thanks very much, Michael. And hello to you all. Welcome to our lounge room, or thanks for having us in your lounge room or wherever you are. So my name's Craig, and this is Lara. We're the Peppercorns, and yeah, it's very unusual. This is the most interesting sound check we've had before a gig, I think. But lovely to see your faces there, and we're looking forward to sharing some songs tonight. I want to say thanks to Michael for the acknowledgement of country, and we are feeling very honoured to be here on Gadigal land, and part of Reconciliation Week as well is to, I think, pay extra attention to that history that we have, and sort of crafting a way forward together. So hoping to walk with respect.
Also a bit of a shout out to Peter. I can see you in the screen there. Uncle Pete, I call Peter because he's our friend Sylvie's uncle, and both of our parents are here, so isn't that sweet?
It's like you're in the front row there.
Mum and Julie and Rod. Yeah. So it feels kind of friendly. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Here's a tune called Hey River. I know that you've seen hard times. I know you're facing down before. There's a torrent of truths and you can't hide. Don't think I don't know the score. So come on, won't you tell me what is going on? Don't hold it in, don't hold out on me. Little streams run together, and before too long that river starts running down to the sea. Hey river, come on down from the mountain. Hey river, find your way back to me. Let it free, let it flow. The banks and let it go. Hey river, come on down to the sea. We share together, it's written in a private history. Deep, deep water flow between us. I'm a part of you, you're a part of me. Hey river, come on down from the mountain. Thanks very much. Yes, so we're all getting used to new things, I guess, and for us this is one of those things. Playing a song to a computer and not having any applause after the song. I might just hold that in reserve. We've got some other applause sitting there waiting if we get a little bit insecure. But that was a tune called Hey River, which I've written since arriving in New South Wales, and we've had some wonderful times exploring the bushland and some beautiful river systems in the southern part of Sydney, and yeah.
We've been walking through the Royal National Park, and coming from WA, we just can't believe how many creeks, little rivulets and streams and frogs are all about. And so that's been one of my favourite things about this quieter time. You want to tell them about Davis?
Oh, really?
Will he say?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, grass is greener, old friend of mine. Grass is greener, old friend of mine. Where the tallest fence post stands, I'm searching there for fertile land. Grass is greener, old friend of mine. Hard done by old friend of mine. Hard to do by old friend of mine. He lurks behind the kitchen doors. He's laughing while I'm mopping floors. Hard done by old friend of mine. Foolish, bright old friend of mine. Foolish, bright old friend of mine. He shakes my hand before a fall. He trips me when I'm standing tall. Foolish, bright old friend of mine. I've been keeping bad company. Ooh, these thoughts in my head. Ooh, now they're getting what they want from me. But if you grind bad flour, you can't expect to eat good bread. Don't back down, old friend of mine. Don't back down, old friend of mine. Still trying to
drive this old grey mule? My fields ain't plowed now, who's the fool? Don't back down, old friend of mine. Ooh, I've been keeping bad company. Ooh, these thoughts in my head. Ooh, now they're getting what they want from me. But if you grind bad flour, you can't expect to eat good bread. They're my buddies, old friends of mine. They are my buddies, old friends of mine. I often think with friends like these, I got no need for enemies. But I just can't seem to leave those boys behind. And I'm not the only one out here on this line. Not the only one with old friends on my mind. Ooh.
Thank you. There's a little warning on our screen, so I'm just going to have a look at what it is.
And welcome Dad and Bruno. I can see you guys joining us. Hello friends that have just come on board. It's very exciting to be able to go to a gig where you don't have to leave the house and cart music gear up some strange, wet, steel stairwell at the back of a pub and dragging Craig's 3 or 4 guitars along with my fiddle. So, this is quite a treat.
The result being that this is probably the first gig we've ever been on time for.
We're on time. And I've got my socks on.
Yeah.
Which means I did not even have to put shoes on.
And feel free to whack some comments in there if you want to request a song or heckle from the front rows or anything like that. We're going to do one by Richard Thompson now, which you might recognise particularly if you are around the folk scene a little bit. It's one of our favourite tunes. It's called Beeswing, and it was written in the contemporary era, I guess, but it has a real sense of history and old England, or at least an England that was before the lands, all became completely built up, and people used to go tramping, as they would say, just live on the land and move from village to village. And I think Richard, in writing this song, was thinking of a particular figure in the folk scene who did that for many years, and you hear her story in this tune called Beeswing.
I was 19 when I came to town. They called it the summer of love. There were burning babies, burning flags. There were hawks against the doves. I took a job on the steaming down on Cauldron Street. I fell in love with a laundry girl who was working next to me. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing. so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, yeah, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price on love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Brown hair zigzagged around her face in a look of half surprise. Like a fox caught in the headlights, there was animal in her eyes. She said, well, young man, can't you see, I'm not the factory kind. If you don't take me out of here, I'll surely lose my mind. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, so fine that I might crush her where she lay. She was a lost child, yeah, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price on love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We busked around the market towns, we picked fruit down in Kent, and we could tinkle lamps and pots and knives wherever we went. I said that we might settle down and get a few acres dug, fire burning in the hearth and babies on the rug. Well, she said, you man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, you not own me as well. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, so fine a breath of wind might blow her away. She was a lost child, yes, she was running wild. She said, as long as there's no price on love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. Camping down the Gow one time, the work was pretty good. She thought we shouldn't wait for the frost, I thought maybe we should. We were drinking more in those days, and tempers reached a pitch, and like a fool she let her run with a rambling itch. Last I heard she's sleeping rough back on the Derby beat, white horse in her hip pocket and a wolfhound at her feet. And they say she even married once a man named Romany Brown, but even a gypsy caravan was too much settling down. And they say her flower has faded now, hot weather and hot booze, but maybe that's just the price you pay for the chains that you refuse. She was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing, and I miss her more than words can ever say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, if I could hold her in my arms for one more day, I wouldn't want her any other way. I wouldn't want her any other way.
Thanks, Margaret. Well, we're going to shift tone a little bit now. This is a swing sort of tune called Besame Mucho, lots of kisses, which you can't do so much these days, the double kiss when you meet somebody, but this is a nice song to think about that. It's Consuelo Velasquez wrote it, I think.
Yeah, or sung it. It was a Mexican singer-songwriter, and she did a fabulous piano version of it. And then you'd probably all be familiar with the Nat King Cole version, a little bit up-tempo swing. But I've heard quite a few, and I'm still getting my Spanish, getting my Spanish pronunciations in there. So don't look too closely. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bésame, bésame mucho. Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Bésame, bésame mucho. Hold me, my darling, and say that you'll always be mine. This joy is something new, my arms enfolding me. Never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering, 'tis you I adore. Dearest one, if you should leave me, each little dream will take wings and my life would be through. So bésame, bésame mucho. Love me forever and make all my dreams come true. Bésame mucho, bésame mucho. Bésame, bésame mucho,
Como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho.
que tengo miedo tenerte perdido otra vez. Quiero tenerte más cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, ven tú junto a mí. Pienso que tal vez mañana yo estaré lejos de ti. Bésame, bésame mucho. Que tengo miedo tenerte perduto poi.
The wonderful Lara Norman.
Thank
My
you, everyone.
My favourite.
Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Hugh. Yeah.
Who we originally arranged that tune with. So Rod Vervest, who some of you might know, has played in a lot of bands that would have come over to the East Coast, like Clark. I might do a tune. Rod and I are hoping to launch a duo called the Paper Collar Pickers. And this tune's called Paper Collar Creek, which I wrote just recently, but it was from a story that came from Borden, which is a town in the Great Southern region of WA. The town sort of came into prominence at the end of World War I, and there was a lot of sandalwood harvesting going on around there. And the people out there weren't like the wealthy types who were down on the coast in Albany, living off all the whaling trade and the farming and that. So when they wanted to go into town for a dance, they didn't have, the dapper suits that you see in the photos, and they would shave off bits of paper bark to give themselves a nice collar. And so they became known, or some people around there became known as the paper collar guys, and there was a creek called Paper Collar Creek where they got their paper bark for the dance. So just written a little tune in honour of these gentlemen who probably had high hopes for the dance, and it's called Paper Collar Creek. Hope you enjoy it. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I'd say you've seen me around, cutting wood each working day. Cut a fine figure Friday night in town. I'm a humble man, so to look this good, I have to improvise. Strip that bark and stitch it smooth. It's got to last me through the night, till the dancing's done and the band's gone home at last. A sharp neckline of paper bark, a corsage of daisy and grass. I'm the one that you can't look past. There's a skip in my step as I trek into town. There's a lightness in my heart. Ladies, hold on to your hats. I'm gonna tip that apple cart. These threadbare dungarees have seen better days. My socks have holes, this coat's grown mold, but I'm not scared of the public gaze. My collar cut was tailor-made. I know that you're tired of the tops in the town and all their farm-bred finery. Fruits of the forest could be fine for you, and you could be fine for me. When I take to the floor and hear that sound, I'm feeling grand as I hold your hand. I'm the talk of the town when I turn my collar down.
creek. Cast off my collar by the riverbank. My luck will change next week. Best regards from Paper Collar Creek.
Oh, love it.
Thanks a lot. A little bit rusty, that one still, but that's the first time it's been performed. And,
Debut song.
debut,
Yeah.
I was going to say before I started that one, I forgot to, that I was going to do a CD giveaway, which is the latest CD that I've done last year, for the first person who could put in the comments who that first line of the song, "I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay," was attributed to, or who famously sung it before me. So get typing, and I'll let Michael adjudicate that one. If you send us your address, I'll send you a copy of the CD. But yeah, interesting story about those paper collar guys, and hopefully with Rod at my side, we will we'll put together a few more tunes like that and come and play for you sometime. So we'll do the instrumentals now. Do you think? Yeah. All right. So this is another new one, and then one that we've been doing a while. But I have to say thanks to Brett and Deb Stevenson, who are now living down in Moruya. We met them at the Majors Creek Festival, probably. Well, I met them about 15 years ago now. Back in the day when I was travelling over here a bit and doing some festivals, and they had me down for a house concert at their place, and along the way at some point Brett shared this CD with me, which is a beautiful instrumental album by Alistair Fraser and Tony McManus, and there's a tune on there called "The Clan of Ulster," which is quite a well-known hornpipe, I think, which I've just been playing around with recently. There's also a Gaelic pronunciation, which I will not even attempt. But
and then I just thought I'd add, we're going to follow it with another tune. And probably one of our last festivals we were at, the daughter of this composer,
Ruth Ungar.
Yeah, Ruth Unger played it, and the whole house just went quiet because they'd played off the mic. It was one of those weird sort of horizontal halls where it sounded kind of better when it just lifted naturally. And after hearing this tune being played at these small, just fiddling concerts in Albany, all the kids play the fiddle for part of like a recorder type of instrument as they're growing up, and this song's sort of been jammed so many times, but to hear it almost from the horse's mouth was really great.
From the source,
From
really,
the source,
wasn't it?
yeah, and quite slower than I was used to. And what's her dad's name?
Jay Unger.
Yeah, Jay Unger. So it's a Shokin farewell following the hornpipe.
This is a debut too.
Beautiful.
Craig, was that in drop D and in E minor?
Yeah. So drop D tuning
Yeah, with minor.
for any guitarists out there, and the first tune had a section in E minor, and
Yep.
then the B part was in D major.
Yeah, I was playing along, but with my sound off. Very nice.
Oh, lovely, great.
Good to hear you at Hornsby Club too. It's nice. All right, I'll
Thank
leave.
you. No worries. Yes, Lara's just managing some coughing, so she'll be back shortly. I might take this chance to do an old traditional, an American traditional. This guitar here is I'm very lucky to have a hold of this as of a few months ago. So John Madison, who's a luthier down in Albany, where we were living for the last 10 years or so, we had a lot of chats about instruments, and he's part of a little club down there making some really fine instruments. And this one's a Weisenborn guitar that he made for me. I've really enjoyed getting to know this one over the last few months. So here's a tune that I heard on a Guy Davis album called Run Sinner Run. Just wait for the kettle to finish. Just got a little bit of running repairs, medicines for the voice.
Run, sinner, run, better hunt you a hiding place. Run, sinner, run, better hunt you a hiding place. Oh my Lord, I said run, sinner, run, better hunt you a hiding place. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? God told Nicodemus that he must be born again. God told Nicodemus that he must be born again. God told Nicodemus that he must be born again. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Well, what you gonna do when old death come creeping in your room? What you gonna do when old death come creeping in your room? Yeah, what you gonna do when old death come creeping in your room? Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Yeah, run, sinner, run, you better fall on your knees and pray. Run, sinner, run, you better fall on your knees and pray. Run, sinner, run, you better fall on your knees and pray. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, oh my Lord, my Lord, oh my Lord, what shall I do? So yes, a bit of Guy Davis there, and these instruments, I guess, come from a range of different ethnic and ethno-musical traditions. Obviously, the Indian tradition, where slide guitars were developed, and then also the Mexicans who sort of took the Spanish guitars from southern parts of America, and they found their way across to Hawaii, and sort of became part of that tradition of music, and also, of course, the southern parts of the United States, where you hear a lot of the dobro being used in the country blues sort of style, and that's the sort of style that's influenced me, I guess. Should I do another one by myself, Lara, or how are you feeling? Oh, she's back. Great. So yes, we'll return to the regular programmed set.
Doing great.
This is a tune about West Australia, and the miners who came to the goldfields region in WA, so around Kalgoorlie, Coolgardie, and there was a famous mining accident. There was many mining accidents, sadly, but this one was particularly famous, called the Bonnevale mining disaster, and an Italian man called Modesto Varischetti was trapped down the mine in Coolgardie when there was a freak flood. It's not a rainy place, but when it does rain, it really rains, and so a lot of sort of mud and water flowed down this mine that wasn't really well protected, and he was trapped down there, and they feared him dead because the water had filled up beyond the level that he was at. But it turns out that he was luckily trapped in an air pocket, and so the next 10 days became this huge international event where they ended up sending a diver. After trying to bail the water out, they ended up sending 2 divers down to try and rescue this guy, and that required getting a diving suit, one of those, because this is early 1900s, one of those full-body diving suits from Fremantle, out on the train, and that's the subject of another song by Cloud Street, but this song really focuses more on Varischetti's story himself, and I find it's quite poignant for me because Kalgoorlie and that area was also the site of a lot of racial tension between the different groups who came to the goldfields. And so this was an example of Australia in those early Federation days pulling together to save the life of a migrant, Modesto Varischetti. And maybe we can sing this in solidarity for our Italian people who have been struggling recently as well. But this one's called Varischetti. March 1907, near old Coolgardie town. Dark clouds on the desert, the rain came pouring down. Half-baked as the clay pan turned into a muddy slide, and the runoff like a torrent ran to the old Westralia mine. 21 were below that day, deep beneath the ground. But when they pulled the skips back up, only 20 could be found. Roll was cold, and soon they knew Varischetti was below. A widower from Italy with 2 children back home. spared when it was said that the floods reached level 9. For he was lost on level 10, could not get out in time. Some refused to give up hope, they would not lose their heart. Then they finally heard a sound, a tapping on the shaft. We come from many places, come from all across the world. Slav, Chinese, Italian, there's fortune here we've heard. We're not afraid of honest work or danger underground. God knows we face them both in spades each time that we go down. They were bailing in a frenzy, but the water moved too slow. How cruel the fates, this man can breathe, but he'll starve there down below. The inspector's son made up the plan when he came out from the town. If we can't bring the water up, we'll send a diver down. So the train was sent at breakneck speed, a diver's suit in tow. A red sight on the mining fields, but Hughes went down below. Taking food and light and letters down the river carved in stone. Bringing hope and heart to Varischetti there alone. We come from many places, come from all across the world. Slav, Chinese, Italian, there's fortune here we heard. We're not afraid of honest work or danger underground. God knows we face them both in spades each time that we go down. 10 days and nights the nation prayed for this man buried alive. Weakened from the dark and damp, but determined to survive. When the divers brought him up, there arose a mighty cheer. Love and hope and help went down to face the floods of fear. Keep watch on the stormy skies till the waters shall recede. Let it be known that we heard the call and we came in time of need. Have no fear when the water's clear, we will bring him up alive. In my heart I know Modesto Varischetti will survive. In my heart I know Modesto Varischetti will survive. Varischetti will survive. Varischetti will survive. Varischetti will survive.
Thank you. Nice playing, Lara.
Thanks.
That tune, we wrote that tune for the song as well, which haven't named it, but maybe it could be named something like The Diver in the Mine or something like that.
Oh yeah. He's talking about the fiddle melody. He dictated it to me every note. So when I play it, I try and mess it up a little in parts and make him look up sometimes.
The composer's dilemma.
Yeah.
How much leeway do you give the
That's
the
it.
artist?
Yeah, especially when it's happening live, right? But it's okay. He's generally quite pleased with any addition I make, which is nice.
Yeah. You're going to lead this one, aren't you?
Oh, okay. I'm going to treat this again as I did with, one of these market gigs in Glebe we did sometime a few months back now. But I introduced the song. I said this is an ode to, having a day off every now and then, even if you do a bit of part-time work and you got that special golden day. Mine happens to be a Wednesday, if anyone's wondering. We can do lunch now. And I won't say much more than that, because then you'll hear the song. It's something you'll know this one.
Yeah.
The introduction, I'll just say, in the golden books, and you're a kid and you've got your little golden books, and just like on Cinderella or on the TV, and they do the turning the page, and it's like the little ding dong little bell. This introduction reminds me of the golden books, kind of fantasy introduction.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Bought the sun and the flowers. Where they used to be right. My yesterday was through, dear. Today I'm a part of you, dear. My lonely nights are through, dear. Since you said you were mine. Oh, what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me. Skies above can't be stormy. Since that moment of bliss, that thrilling kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. What a difference a day makes, and the difference is you. Thanks.
Is it a cheek to cheek?
Oh, no. We're going to keep it
Virtually.
upbeat, Mum. We're going to get upbeat. Yeah, oh, thank you. Thanks for the support for my lust for the old jazz tunes. We kind of mix it up a bit here as a duo, so yeah.
To the extent that my guitar chord knowledge allows. It's not my strength, but yeah, that was one that we did.
You
manage
studied
to
it
get
well,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do this one, which is a bit more of a country bluegrass one to finish, a bit of a thigh slapper. And I do have to say thank you, Michael and Ina and the Troubadour and everyone for logging in tonight. It's just been wonderful. We're really keen to, come and visit the club at some point. The folk clubs are just a fantastic thing, and once we can gather in numbers of 50 or 100 or something, then hey, that's a great folk club night. So hopefully it's not too long. I know people have had hard times, and for some it's just been a bit weird and interesting and whatever, but it's just been a huge shift for so many people. So just great to think about the idea of us getting all past this at some point. But as a musician, I guess it hit me pretty hard. I think it hit us both pretty hard, having all our gigs disappear. And we've been putting a lot of work into the National Festival this year and Fairbridge and those sort of places. So to be able to have something to work towards, regardless of whether you make money out of it or anything, but to just have an occasion to work towards is a really important thing. So as an artist, thank you for that. That's been really, really lovely, and hopefully we'll meet in person one day and share some music, and we can hear what you say from the front row rather than across Zoom. But yeah, this one's called Way Back When.
Because it's a little bit country and cowboy, I thought I'd launch it in some bad jokes, because we've only got a few jokes up our sleeve. This one's a pony joke. Craig, you say that one, I'll say that one.
Oh well, I think it's the punch. You just said the punchline.
Oh man! Just
It's
do
a
it
cheese
anyway.
joke. It's a cheese joke.
Okay, they're cheese jokes. Forget about the pony. We never said pony.
What sort of cheese do you use to hide a horse?
What sort of cheese do you use to hide a horse?
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone. That's good. All right.
One final thing, if you are keen, we do have some CDs, of course. The website is craigsinclair.com.au, and there's also a mailing list. So if you want to hear about any other live streams or gigs when that starts happening again, that's the place to find out. We have a Peppercorns page on there and a bunch of other stuff. So thanks again, and hope you enjoy this one called Way Back When.
3, 4.
There was a restless calm before the storm. The line was drawn and then
Those dancers.
cruel sunset on a love that was once true. Way back when, and when it was clear to us both that there was nothing left, we each gathered up what we could before our love ran out of breath, and the memories fade like dreams throughout cracks and in betweens. I still think about you now and then, when you were mine way back when you were mine way back took the highway to your high life. Honey, I was forced to take the low. And our paths, they don't cross no more. It's as if we've never been. You usually a step ahead or a mile or two downstream, and the memories fade like dreams throughout cracks and in betweens. I still think about you now and then, when you were mine way back when you were mine way back when, oh, when you were mine way back when. Let's do that chorus again. We're magically not muted. And the memories fade like dreams throughout cracks and in betweens. I still think about you now and then, when you were mine way back when you were mine way back when, oh, when you were mine. When you were mine, oh, when you were mine, mine, when you were mine way back when.
Yay! Yay!
I don't know what happened, but it must have been like that folk festival where Pete Seeger or some.
Thanks, both. That was great.
That was excellent, Craig.
Great show, Craig.
It was terrific.
And Lara. Good.
Enjoyed it too. At least you weren't lugging the instruments up those wet back stairs.
You can do it. You can do it anyway, just to keep in exercise.
So are you guys only temporarily over in New South Wales?
Oh, well, we've moved here last year, so we've got
One whole year.
Craig.
for the first year.
Sure.